Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, as soon as you see this car, you know exactly what it is. In the world of classic and exotic and muscle cars and things like that, when a vehicle like this rolls down the road, regardless of the type of vehicle that you drive, you know automatically Mustang. This is the thing, you know, everybody has their time of what car, or started it all, what car was the father of muscle cars and what have you. And that's great that there's a large array of that. But truly in a pony car area, the Mustang was really an incredible success. Now keep in mind too, and a lot of people don't know this, is that most manufacturers would love to sell in between 200 or 300,000 cars a year. That would be a really big number for them. They're really happy to do something like that. They sold 500,000 cars their very first year. The second year they backed it up again with another 500,000 cars. I want you to think about how many cars they built, all right? Great. But having said that, most of them were coupes. And that's why the coupes really haven't come up in the value the way that convertibles or the fastbacks have. And then when you find convertibles that are restored back to their original kind of cool colors, and then throw in some really big expensive options that were back then most people didn't get, then you get a car something like this. So let's take a minute, we're gonna look around this car. 66 Mustang convertible, all right? I love this color. We kind of list everything on here too for options and things like that to help you if you ever decide to come in. So the color here called Ember Glow. And what's so cool about this is that this is the kind of car that could pull this color off. If we were to paint a BMW this color today or a Ford pickup this day, you're not going to get it. But on this car here, it looks spectacular. And when we come on up, I want to show you some of the restoration here so you can see a little bit about this. We like to show, hopefully you can see how clear the typeface is and things like that. And that's what you want somebody to do for you. I understand you're looking at cars on the internet just like you're looking at them here, but you want somebody to do that for you. If you're not going to buy a car from us, or if you're thinking about somebody else, get them to do all the things that we're doing right now so that you can make a better decision. If they're not willing to do that, they're hiding something, okay? Pictures are great, but they don't show you everything, all right, so let's keep walking around the car for a second, and we're going to show a couple of the cool things on it that I say kind of make the call-outs. You got the GT call-out right here, all right? And the GT cars didn't have a piece of chrome here. So there's kind of your first indications. There's no real indicators on these cars to tell you whether the cars were originally GT or not, so we don't really know. This has everything on it that appears to be, but again, without the original window sticker, they just don't have it. The Marty report doesn't go back to 65 and 66 either. So anyway, you got the great stripe, you got the Mustang where it's supposed to be, the GT is here, instead of how it would have been different on the regular car. And again, back to the chrome stripe. But I love the road wheels on it. And what's cool also is you can decide what to do with the tires. Like here we have white wall tires. They look really period correct and they go great with the stripe as well. Or if you wanted to sporty it up just a little bit, that's up to you, because you can throw on some white letter tires and it gives you a whole different look on the car, all right? But anyway, the white letter tire didn't come out till much later in the 60s, so that's why you don't see many of these with those on there. You can do red line tires if you like, or the double red line that you could have gotten here. Anyway, what I wanted to really show was just the finish of the car, how nice it looks down here, all the things that most people don't show you or spend the time to do. And then inside here is disc brakes. I don't know if you know, but most cars came with drum brakes back in the day, and you can't really see whether this has disc brakes or not. And a lot of times we forget to ask because today's modern cars all come with disc brakes. This car here, disc brakes, which makes a big difference in the stopping power. Okay? All right, let's take a peek under the hood for a minute and see what all that power is about. All right, let's take a peek under the hood. All right, so some cool stuff here. Now listen, this is called the engine dress-up package here, Cobra engine dress-up package. It wasn't standard during the day, but the dealers all installed them on there because they looked really nice. All right? Here's a big feature on this car that most Mustangs do not have. In fact, very few have them, and this is the air conditioner. The air conditioner was expensive. You know, it was more than 10% of the price of the entire car. And if a car today costs $30,000 or $40,000, would you pay $3,000 or $4,000 for air conditioning? The answer is probably not. So to find a car with air conditioning, with power steering, okay, and disc brakes, and the correct 289 in here, all right, means that you're getting just a nice, authentic kind of car that you can take to a car show. You can expect it to appreciate over time. You say, well, Tone, how can you guarantee they appreciate over time? I agree, I can't guarantee that, but I can say this car was $4,000 at one time, so it's definitely been appreciating over time. Okay, another feature too, the GT driving lights in here, and they work. They're part of the grille setup. And you know, you have to change all of this in here to get that in there. So somebody has really done a nice job. Okay, so here we are here. GT trumpet style exhaust, all right. Backup lights down there. GT gas cap, call outs. All new chrome, stainless, trim rings, lenses. This is nice and black inside in between here. So the restoration, you know, I'm bringing this stuff up to you just because there's very different levels of restoration on cars. You know, you can see a nice shiny car in pictures. It could be a car that just either just got wet down, or it's taken and the photos have been enhanced or something like this. While we're doing the video, you can actually see the reflection of every light in the building on here. You can see, you know, what time it is on my watch. It's just, those are the kinds of things you need to be looking for. That's all I keep talking about. All right, let's take a peek in the trunk and see the rest of the details, kind of things we're talking about. Okay, so the jacking instructions in here. A spare tire. What do you say? Well, Tone, what's the big deal about a spare tire? Well, I'll tell you what the big deal about a spare tire is. 99% of the cars don't have a spare tire in them, okay? That's another couple $100 or $300 to put it all together, get the pieces. It can be up to $500 if you need the jack, the tire, the wheel, all that stuff. The correct plaid liner in here, the jack pack with its plaid too, as well as the jack inside here, okay? And look how nicely detailed. It's painted inside here, new gas tank, gas line, painted like it's supposed to be in there. This is just I love a nice quality restoration on a cool car. And this is cool, and it sounds good too, you know what I mean? All right, let's check out the inside because that's where you're gonna spend most of your time. Okay, let's take a peek inside. It's a little tight in the showroom today. It's raining outside, so that's why we're not outside doing this. Okay, all right, so here we are. We talked about a lot of the features already for things like power steering, disc brakes. This has a power convertible top. This has the upgraded Pony interior, okay? Upgraded door panels inside the car. The air conditioning system here, all nicely restored, all the chrome pieces on it. The console and buckets, all this stuff is not standard. Now keep in mind, this has a lot of features on this car. The 3-spoke wheel is restored. Look how classic this wheel is. As a matter of fact, this thing's so classic that the modern cars have come back to this style a little bit because it's such a great piece. What they call the double gauge setup here. You got full gauges from the factory. You just have a really nice car. The pedal dress up down here, the matching color keyed floor mats. You have seat belts. Well, what's the big deal about seat belts? Let me tell you what the big deal about seat belts is. It's $500 to put in a full set of seat belts in this car, and this car already has it in it. So what I'm trying to say to you is you may say, well, I could buy a car for a lot less. Well, you may be able to buy a car for a lot less, but does it have the Pony interior? Does it have the air conditioning? Does it have all the features? Does it come with free and closed shipping? Does it come with a 1-year warranty? Does it come with the checklist that we've gone through the car front to back to make sure like the important things are taken care of, like do the turn signals work, right? Do the horns work? You'd be surprised how many cars come in here, they don't even have horns. So you say, well, wow, I had no idea you do it. That's exactly right, and that's how we became the largest, by offering you kind of a turnkey car. And that's the idea, that you can just get in and go for a drive. All right, so as we close up the video on this one, listen, man, the car came from the factory with the 289 in it. It's just beautifully done with the Pony interior, the air conditioning, the road wheels, the disc brakes, things like that. I feel like it's nicely restored, and you could still drive it and show it if you wanted to. So your choices are a couple things. You could just make it a driver to drive to work every day, or on a Friday or a Saturday, or take it out on a Sunday, or you could show the car as well. And as a matter of fact, this car comes with several trophies from the shows it's been in prior to. If you want them with the car, we'll put them in there. If you don't want them and you want to kind of get your own trophies, you can do that one. You can do that as well. Anyway, if you're looking for a great classic car, 66 Mustang convertible, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.